These are the plaintiffs, Musha Dupree and Kim Parker. Musha says the defendant's his sister, and he purchased a car from her, and that thing was a big lemon. He foolishly trusted his sister. He wants all his money back, and now there's one big family feud going on because she won't take it back. He's suing for $1,500, the amount he paid. This is the defendant, Cadedra Butler. She says the plaintiff Musha, her brother, drove the car, liked it, and bought it from her. The van was working just fine when she turned it over to them. Now they're harassing her, so she went to the cops. She has no idea what the plaintiffs did to the car, but the one thing she does know is this: she owes them nothing. She's accused of creating a family rift.
All parties, please raise your right hand.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket. The plaintiff is suing his sister because she sold him a lemon. But the defendant says the plaintiff drove the car and it was fine. It's gotten so bad, she's called the cops on him. It's the case of she sold me a beater, now I'll beat her in court.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Mr. Dupree and Ms. Parker, you are suing Cadedra Butler and Charles Butler. You have power of attorney for Charles?
Yes.
For $1,500, the amount that you paid for a car that you say is not working correctly.
Correct.
All right, now you are her brother?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
And what happened?
So
What is her relationship to you?
It's my wife.
Okay, go ahead.
She sold us a lemon.
Well, why don't you start from the beginning?
She called me up regular day and asked me if I wanted to purchase a vehicle that she had for a while.
It's a 2004 Nissan Quest?
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Which is what, a van?
Yeah.
Okay, and then you ask him if he'd like to buy it. Why?
Because I was buying a truck.
And why were you buying a truck? I mean, in other words, was there something wrong with the van?
No, there was nothing wrong with the van.
Okay.
I called him up to ask him, are you interested in buying the van?
Why would anybody do that? Why would you sell it to your brother? Why would you buy it from your sister?
Stupid.
Yeah. I mean, you don't do business with family? Were you guys close before this?
I was very close to my brother, and I love my brother, to be honest. I didn't think that it was an issue. In the beginning of me asking him, do he want the van?
You get the van, and you and your husband drop off the van at their place during a snowstorm, correct?
Correct.
And then what happens?
I asked him, I asked her, is anything wrong with the car? They looked at me.
Did you ever test drive it before you bought it?
Well, it was a
Hold on,
snowstorm.
wanna say something?
Wait, yeah.
We just lost our baby sister, right? And
The two of you?
yeah, that kind of like brought us back together a little bit. We wasn't talking. I wasn't talking to her. She wasn't talking to me.
You were mad at each other before losing the sister?
We wasn't getting along. She didn't get along with my wife. My wife didn't get along with her. So we just stayed away from each other. But the funeral had kind of,
Yeah.
let's let bygones
How long ago
be
was the
bygones.
funeral?
Maybe like almost a year now.
Okay.
Are
Are there any other siblings, or was it just the three of you?
It's 10 of us.
Yeah,
There's 10 of you. All right.
Yeah.
but it's only 3 of us with the same dad.
Okay.
So.
right. Yeah. What were y'all thinking? Had you test driven the van?
No, this is my sister. I mean,
What does it matter? How do you know if you like it?
I trust her.
Wait, it's not a matter of trusting her. It's a matter of how do you know you like the way it drives? How do you know had you been in it before? Had you been in the van before?
No.
So you bought a van without test driving it or anything else? And
To be honest with you, I mean, there's not a thought that crossed my mind. I'm like, it's my sister.
well, what's
we got
wrong
kids.
with the van? Tell me what's wrong with the van.
The alternator.
Well, how do you first find out there's something wrong with the van?
All right, she goes, Chuck and I took her to the mechanic.
Chuck is her husband.
Yeah, Chuck told me that he and Cadedra got it inspected. They went to the mechanic, so it shouldn't be nothing wrong with the car.
Okay.
This is a reason.
When had you had it inspected?
I never got it inspected. I was going to register the car before I even...
You had never registered the car?
No. I drove the car to them with temporary...
Wait a minute. So for a year, you had what kind of temporary? How do you have temporary plates on a car for a year?
I had a temporary plate with insurance on it. But
How do you have a temporary plate for a year?
I had temporary plates.
Do you have a dealership How do you have a temporary plate for a year?
Yeah, I had a dealership person that had a dealership license, and he gave me.
He just kept giving you temporary plate after temporary plate?
No.
If the car was never registered in your name, whose name was it registered under?
Oh, it was in my name. It was in my name.
You said I was going to register it.
The title was in my name.
I'm sorry. Did you not say I was going to register it?
Yeah, I was going to register it.
But now you're saying it was registered to you.
It was in my name, the title. But I didn't register it, so You
had no registration? You were driving it with no registration?
It was no registration. I was not driving that car like that. It was parked in my back. I have a...
For a year? You didn't use the car for a year, but you sold it to your brother? You have no idea how it drives, but you sold it to your brother?
It was driving fine when I was driving it.
Well, then you drove it without registration.
Yeah.
Which is it?
Yes, I drove it without registration.
So would you sue your sibling if that sibling screwed you over in a car deal?
I feel like it depends on how close I am with my sister. I personally would not, but
if the sister is disrespecting you or the brother, whatever, would you do it?
No,
Why?
because family is family.
But then you're going to get taken advantage of again.
Family's first, I guess.
Okay, going inside the courtroom.
So you then take it to a mechanic, and what does the mechanic tell you?
Told me it's a lemon. He told me
Did he write
that
something out?
The alternator, the timing chain is going. It's making excessive noise.
Right.
And then he told me if I were you, I would get my money back.
Yeah, except for that he doesn't know what the law is,
Right.
you know? Did you know how many problems this car has?
No, I didn't.
Okay, do you and your brother talk?
Before this incident, yes.
Yeah, no, I mean now.
No.
So you lost your other sibling over the car. If you lost your sister a year ago and you finally reclaimed your brother and he calls you a week after paying you for it, why are you taking such a hard stance? How come you don't say, oh gosh, just, whatever? And
In my text messages, Your Honor, to be honest, I bowed down and I said to him, you know what, bring the car back and I'll give you your money back.
all of it or half of it?
All of it. I said to them in these text messages, I will give you all the money back, just bring the car back. In the mix of me losing my sister, before I lost my sister, me and my brother had a great relationship. To this day, while I'm standing here, I still love my brother. Me losing my sister and him losing his, this is my first time back in Connecticut. From the time I lost my sister. So yes, I am very hurt. Yes, I am standing here hurt, but I love my brother.
So when did you say to him, I'll return your money?
After they was harassing me, nonstop.
Meaning asking you for the money?
No, threatening me, his
How?
wife.
Threatening? His wife threatening you how?
She was like, I'm going to call the cops on Chuck.
On Chuck? Why Chuck?
She was saying something about a domestic violence. She was just going...
Is all this by text?
All this.
Hand it over. Hand it over. Let's take a look. Did she ever offer any of the money back?
I tried to call her. I don't like texting.
Answer the question I just asked.
Did she say it again? Excuse me?
Right. That's why I need you to listen. Did she offer all or some or any money
She
back?
never offered no money.
Yes, I did.
You don't think I would want my money if you say you're going to give me my money and give you the car? That's the whole situation.
Well, I'm wondering if she ever said she'd give you part of the money.
I never said that either.
I'm not asking you. Did she ever say she'd give you part of the money? Why are you thinking about it?
I think she did say that, miss, but she wanted
I'm not
the
miss,
car.
I'm judge.
Your Honor.
Or
Sorry.
Your Honor would work too. Your
Sorry,
Highness, I'll take Your Highness.
Right.
Sorry, Your Honor.
That's all right. Go ahead.
She did say, I believe she did say she'll give me half of the money.
And you said, no, I
And
want
I
it
said,
all.
no, I want,
Yeah. Should have taken the half.
But she wanted the car too.
No, I understand. But here's where we are. By the way, did you end up getting, where's the car? You got the car?
Yes.
Oh, I wanted to ask you, she had never registered it in her name, but the title was in her name, and then she gave it to you, and then you got the title in your name now? Or
No, we
you hadn't gotten around to it
would
yet?
take it to the mechanic before we sign it.
I got it.
Because she
I
said
got
she
it.
agreed that
Yeah,
she would give
but
us
let
the
me see
money.
the title. I want to make sure that she gave you good title and didn't jump title. Who's Walters?
That's the lady that sold it to me. And I just
Wait a
signed the
minute.
bottom.
Wait, stop. Why are you giving him a title that says Walters if you said that the title was in your name?
I resold it and I asked Musha, I said, Musha, I didn't register, put it on the road.
No, I'm
He
sorry.
said,
I don't know
okay.
what resold it means. Where's the title in your name?
I didn't get it.
You're giving him his money back. You don't have a right to sell this car. You're jumping title. You had the car for a year, driving it all over the place. Some dealer's totally violating the law, apparently letting you drive it around here and there with the temporary tags that just keep getting renewed. I don't get temporary tags renewed. That's the idea behind temporary tags. And then it turns out that you lied to me when you said that, it was my car, I had title to it, and blah, blah, blah. I just hadn't gotten around to registering it. No, what you did was jump title. You never registered it in your name, so you don't have a right to sell it to him. And what's he supposed to do with that? Stop it! $1,500 verdict for the plaintiff.
Thank you.
The car is going back to her, so go pick it up.
Well, that's interesting. After a lot of testimony, we find out you didn't even have the right to sell the car to begin with because it wasn't in your name.
I know.
You know?
Well, I know now.
How come you didn't say something about it?
Because I already spoke to my brother, and
You tell him it wasn't in your name?
And I told him I'll meet him at the DMV, and he said it's okay. And right now is just a big mix-up.
But what about the relationship that was starting to get going again, but now I gather it's not going to go any further, is it? Or you tell me.
At the end of the day,
Yep.
I love my brother. So,
Okay, good enough. Thank you very much.
Okay.
You must sign a few documents outside. Okay. Here come the plaintiffs now. Well, gee whiz, this is what you wanted, isn't it?
Yes.
Well, come here. Yeah, I mean, you're getting exactly what you wanted. She gets the car back, you get your money back, and it's like it started all over again, and this never happened.
yes.
But the relationship issue, tell me about that.
You look different on TV.
I do? Better?
Yeah, younger.
No, but anyway, what about this relationship with your sister? Is it
No comment.
no comment? I gather she hadn't endeared herself to you.
I just want my money.
Okay, you're going to get it. Okay, you
Thank
must sign
you.
a few documents.
Thank
All right,
you.
thank you. You're very welcome. I look different, Harvey? I don't know. He's happy, I think.
I mean, Doug, look, you can't sell something you don't own. She never had title, end of story.